Hi there. So today I would like to talk about sex. More specifically, the male sex drive. And when men decide to eat a low-fat vegan diet, 80-10-10 style, does their sex drive decline? Now, all I can speak from is my own personal experience. When I first started following an 80-10-10 style diet, I would have to say I was in my late 40s, almost 50, and I would have to say that after about 6 months of following that diet, of eating, maybe having 10% of my calories coming from fat, total calories, that there was a change in my sex drive, in my libido. And but for me, it was not, I didn't consider it a decline in my sex drive. I thought of it as sort of a mellowing out. And that was kind of a welcome change, because for most of my adult life, I feel like I've been over-sexed, or the sex drive has been something that was running on autopilot, that I was not in the driver's seat. And that has been the cause of poor judgment on my part, and it has been the cause for much anxiety in my adult life, especially when I was a young man. So I think just naturally, as you approach middle age, and when you start to approach 50, which is that middle age or is that beyond middle age? I'm not sure. It depends on how old you're going to live. But I think there is a natural mellowing out, and I don't like to use the word decline because that's kind of got a negative connotation, but there's a natural mellowing out of the testosterone levels. And that's a good thing. For me, it enabled me to not be preoccupied with sex. I remember many nights when I just couldn't sleep because of arousal. And that was not fun for my then wife at the time. So with 80-10-10, with eating a diet of predominantly fruits and vegetables, and with some nuts and seeds, for me, there was some cooked food involved, but again, keeping the fat ratio down to about 10% of my total caloric intake, that experience of having a mellow sex drive. Now, when I say a mellow sex drive, you must understand, in terms of erectile function, there was no problem in that area. When it came to, for me to engage in sexual activity, everything was fine. But what I mean by a mellowing out of the sex drive is that I was able to now not be preoccupied with it all day and all night, but I could start to begin to think about other things that I feel now are even more important than sex. Part of it is in our society is that sex, we've put such great importance on sex and being sexually vibrant. And so when, as men, especially men, when we begin to notice a change in our sex drive, it can be a traumatic experience. But again, for me, it enabled me to focus on other things like spirituality, for example, knowledge, all these areas, I was able to I could concentrate on and not have this underlying current of sex drive always there. And now at age 53, I am in the driver's seat with my sexuality, and it is I think it's a very healthy, well-balanced place to be. Again, it's when I want to engage in it, it's there, but it's not. It's not at the forefront. Now, what changes though, what I have noticed as you do get older, that just like you have to keep yourself physically fit by exercising, just like you have to keep your mind sharp by reading and doing mental exercises, just like if you want to be spiritual, then you need to be practicing spiritual disciplines. And in the same way, your sexuality cannot be taken for granted of anymore. That you do have to spend time with that part of you to keep it fit. And I'm not going to go into the details about how that is done, but it's something that you have to pay attention to. Let me just put it that way. And so you need to maintain that area of your life, because as the saying goes, if you don't use it, you will lose it. And so now the question I have, because I don't know the answer to this, is what if you come to 80-10-10 as a middle-aged man, and because of poor diet and lifestyle, your sexual drive has seriously diminished, and you're either in the early stages of impotence or you're completely impotent at this point. What I would like to know, and if there's anybody out there that could perhaps, if they have experience with this, or they know or if they know somebody who has, is it possible through eating a diet of predominantly fruits and vegetables, a low-fat vegan diet, is it possible to regain your sexuality, to be able to be sexually active again in a healthy manner? That's something that I'm curious about, because I believe, like in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, that should make sense. If you're moving towards a healthier life, then you should be able to regain your sexuality again. Now, I know there's more to it than just eating fruits and vegetables. It could be a matter, the mind plays a big part in this as well. A serious lack of self-confidence, or you could be living in a highly stressful situation that has caused the impotence to develop. There's many reasons for it. Or you could already have a serious degenerative disease like cardiovascular disease that could be causing the impotence. But if these can be reversed, and if the mind, in the area of the mind, if that can be worked out as well as adopting a healthy diet like 80-10-10, can you again regain your sexuality and enjoy a sex drive that you have control of? So I don't know if that's possible. I would like to think it is, but from my end, where I was coming from was the opposite. I was too preoccupied with sex, and when I adopted an 80-10-10 diet lifestyle, it mellowed that out, and now I feel that I'm at a very good place sexually. So that's all I have to say on this topic. If you have any comments about it, please leave them below. subscribe to my videos, and have a great day. God bless and peace be with you.